Hi, my name is Laura Beck and I'm with the outlet Unplugged, and today we have Jordan Saied with us. This is the outlet Unplugged 10 questions. So, you're headlining the King Coffee Show with Adam of Ancient Oaks, which is from 8 to 11. You mentioned you are working on new material. Will you be playing any of it at the show, or would you like to talk more about it?
Yeah, actually, I have started an EP that I released online with 5, 6, 7 songs, and on top of that I have 7 songs that are never before released. Maybe 2 of them don't quite make my standards, but my mother and my friends seem to like them.
Yeah.
And I'm working on more simple structured songs because a lot of my songs have layers, that it's 9, 10 layers, and I'm trying to play them acoustically on stage, and it doesn't work out too well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to, I attached a washboard onto my guitar, and I like to put thimbles on my fingers and strum and use the thimbles.
Oh, wow.
Trying something new.
Mm-hmm. And how did you come up with that idea?
Actually, I stole it from someone at a punk festival in 2016. They were the only other person I saw with it, so they're on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast, I'm the East Coast washboard guy.
Oh, wow.
So I have 3 or 4 or 5 good songs ready to play at King Coffee on the 23rd.
Awesome. And you said you're working on some EPs. Are they going to be ready for the show that you may be able to distribute?
I seem to have misspoke. I have my EP that I released in September on Spotify and such.
Okay.
And I'm working on new material. I hope to have my first album professionally recorded and mastered.
Okay.
So I'm not looking to do it myself like I did the last one. I hope to have a more clear cut sound.
Okay. Great. And what typically are your songs about?
Let's see. It's quite a range. I mean, a few of my songs are from 2013, so it was a dark time, so the material is a little bleak. I've 4 hypothetical songs that are either about death or end in hypothetical suicide. My Uncle Billy passed away recently, and a friend I had begun to make had also passed away, and I wrote about that a few times. I have a song I wrote for my ex-girlfriend in 2013, and then most of my material in my head revolves around trying to impart knowledge to people. Maybe I can reach someone who thinks exactly the same way. I mean, I might cast my net out to 1,000 people, but only one person really resonates with. But I'm in this for that one person.
Oh, that's very profound and meaningful to have your music touch the lives of others that are experiencing things that you went through, and try to come out from the darkness and from the bleakness, and to see that there is another way of life. So I think that's an important message to impart.
If you try to touch 100 people, you only get them a little bit, but if you go for one person, you can give it your all.
Yeah, definitely make a difference. How long have you been writing music and playing live?
Writing music, I would say since about 2013. Writing music, well, maybe 2016. I've been performing live, well, around when I turned 19, I got my 12-string acoustic electric Fender, and I started to get serious ever since then. I haven't had too many live shows, however, I have played at benefit concerts for artists that recently passed away, as well as playing at Music Fest in August.
Wow, Music Fest. That's
beautiful atmosphere.
Yes.
So much energy.
Oh yeah, and a lot of diverse music. And what would you say is your main goal in being a musician and writing music?
Actually, like I was talking about before, really reaching people. It's not so, I mean, it's so much that I want to have a live sound, an active sound where the audience can't help but stop talking and pay attention, even when they don't mean to, just to draw you in. But when you really listen to my words, I'd like to think there are a few people who it will touch greatly, and even there are artists that are some of my favorite artists that even just one line they had made me think differently about a lot of things. And if I could change someone's perspective on their path to becoming a better person, that'd be my goal.
Wow. So you're really doing it almost, your art becomes not about you, but about the people that you affect.
I want to see what we can do together with my information and their abilities and motivation. Let's see what we can do together.
Yeah. How do you describe your sound?
Well, when I was creating my page on Bandcamp, I put maybe 10, 15 tags on what the genres would be, but I seem to have narrowed it down to 4 or 5 or 6. It's definitely do-it-yourself music. I would say DIY acoustic punk with dark undertones and high energy.
Okay. Kind of, I'm thinking of, a little bit of Joy Division-esque.
I haven't.
You've never heard of Joy Division?
I really appreciate. I have heard of Joy Division. Disorder is one of my friend's favorite songs.
Oh wow.
But I never listened. My singing is very loud and it tends to cut through. My apologies. Could you remind me of the question?
How would you describe your sound?
Yeah, although I've always appreciated music that, let's say it sounds happy, but it's actually a sad song, or it sounds sad, but it's actually a happy song. I like to make it sound, upbeat, and you're dancing around, and then you listen to the words, and you're like, hey, wait a minute, that's not good. And I really appreciate the shock effect for people.
Yeah. It's almost kind of like challenging yourself to figure out what the song is really trying to convey.
Exactly.
And, yeah. How do you connect with your audience? Or is it more like you just play and just let them experience what you're doing on stage?
I like to tell everyone get up and ask them if they're ready. That's for sure. And I really enjoy just getting in the zone and yelling at the top of my lungs to these people that my engagement with the audience is to stop them from not paying attention, even though I'm playing casually in the background and people are talking amongst themselves. All of a sudden they're like, wait, hold on it, and they have their attention drawn. Me attracting people to my music is having them adapt my high energy. That way we can all be in the same mindset.
Okay. Like some sort of synergistic thing going on.
Keeps it going within itself.
Yes, yes.
We feed off each other.
Yeah, true. And that's always the best shows, when everyone is just so captivated and involved and singing along to certain songs.
There's nothing like do-it-yourself punk festival or do-it-yourself punk venues that the energy is just captivating. I'd love to provide that type of energy at my shows.
Right. Are there a few musicians you like to work with, almost like a collective?
Um, what do you mean by collective? As in that I'd like to work with in the future, or
Yeah.
that I currently do?
I guess, like, hypothetically in the future.
Recently, he played at King Coffee, the artist 1999.
Okay.
One of my best friends, hang out all the time, try to make music together. I have a full studio in my basement, so we always just screw around, like me on banjo, him on washboard or something like that. And possibly Lucy Elliott as well.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah,
So.
those are. I only hang out with 3 or 4 people. Those are 2 of them.
Okay. So that would be nice, some sort of collaborative, effort.
We were working on something together, but creative differences. We'll get back to it. We'll get back to it.
Yeah.
We always say that.
Yeah. So that would be a very, I think, an interesting sound that all 3 of you would come up with.
Me and 1999's music are a lot more similar.
Yeah.
However, Elliot can provide almost a jazziness to it and a more sing-along anthem rather than sit in your room alone anthem.
Yeah. Okay. I would love to see that happen in the future for you 3. Where can we find, we kind of already discussed this, I guess just to reiterate, where can people find your music online?
You can find my music online on almost every platform if you type in Saied, Said, the Subtleties EP. I have Bandcamp, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Shazam, Instagram, Twitter, anything you can name. Most likely on.
That's great.
I'm working on getting a few, 1 or 2 singles out within the next month or 2 that can be found for free on Spotify and iTunes, etc.
Okay. And are there any other projects, gigs happening soon, or anything else you'd like to discuss? You mentioned already where we can find your music. It seems like you're all over the place with Spotify and Instagram, Facebook, Bandcamp. Are there any other gigs coming up that are happening?
Not that I know of yet, but hopefully this will release new opportunities. And I'm constantly working on new material. I hope to at least twice a week update my Facebook with live videos that folks can watch. My favorite covers and my best originals. And I'm looking forward to being more of a presence on social media.
That's great. And I think you're off to a great start.
Thank you.
And what are some things that just inspire you in general when you're writing music?
When I'm writing music, it tends to be something that, things that I have in the back of my head, or like throughout the day I'll just like think little thoughts, like someone will do something. For example, I have a song, that's not how that works. And it's exactly what it sounds. I see these things throughout my day and I'm just like, that's not how that works. And I just want to just tell these people, and I get motivation from, things I try to run away from, where I tell myself, oh, it's okay, like speeding, for example, you'll be fine, just, and eventually it catches up to you, that these are things that are in the back of my thoughts that I never really release, so I like to write about them.
That's great. So you take a lot from I guess, everyday observations, would you say?
More so the thoughts rather than the feelings, but the feelings tend to come with.
Yeah.
The feelings tend to come with the music.
Definitely. And who are some artists that you look up to?
top few. The Taxpayers are one of my favorite groups. I have one tattoo. It's a taxpayer tattoo. Just the energy in his voice. I taught myself to sing when I was 19 by Neutral Milk Hotel.
Yes,
That was my main. I taught myself to sing by them, so my voice tends to be very projecting, like they are, as well as the Mountain Goats, Harley Pub.
Okay.
Main ones.
Great. And last question, I know we passed 10 questions, but just one more question. Where do you see yourself as a musician in 5 years?
It's a long time from now. I don't see anything 5 years from now.
Okay.
But I'm 23. By the time I'm 26, 27, I'm hoping to have around 1,000 followers on Spotify. If I only ever in my life get 1,000 followers on Spotify, that's fine and dandy. But if I make that goal, let's say next year, keep going. Let's see what I can do. I never thought I'd be given any opportunities such as this one. So apparently, people have a lot more opportunities up their sleeves.
Yeah, they sure do, and we definitely have a lot of high hopes for you. And we definitely,
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, we definitely can't wait for the show, which is March 23rd from King Coffee, 8 to 11. You're headlining, which is great. And we also have Adam from Ancient Oaks performing as well. So I just want to thank you for coming out and joining us. You are most certainly welcome. And this has been the Outlet Unplugged 10 Questions. And as always, keep it loud and local.